this. So on the H1 we had this high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? Before this. So if you're on the H1, what will you do? You do something like this. And this place becomes your what? Your what? Premium price. This place becomes a premium price. So you will be looking for what? Sales over here. You'll be looking for sales over here. Then what will happen to you? Boom. Took your sell over here. Stop loss over here. What happened? Price reacted to your what? Your point of interest. Boom. Took you out. Right? H4 is not strong enough to reverse. So H1 is not stronger enough to reverse what? A trend. I get in it. All right. Meanwhile, you already know we have what? H4 structure already there. So why should you be what? Focusing on what? The minor structure instead of what? The bigger time frame structure, right? So the H1 structure now becomes what? An inducement to what? The H4 market structure. I get on it. So you as what? An advanced smart money trader, you have to know that what? This place becomes what? Since it's H1, right? It can what? Do something, but not that much, right? So if you are on the 15 minutes time frame intraday, then you can what? Use the H1 as your what? As an entry for you intraday, right? But if you are maybe a swing trader or a day trader, let's say something like that, then you can basically be looking at what? You should be looking at the H4 point of interest. You can see the H4 reverses this, right? You can see 240 pips. I get in about the H1, look at it, only what? 50 pips, right? Only 50 pips. So you have to know this difference, right? Same thing also over here. Price past what? Equilibrium. So we have our what? Have your point of interest over here. You check the H1 also. You can see we have our we have a point of interest above the equilibrium price, which is what? A nice one, a nice what? PY. But if this other block was supposed to be below or somewhere here, which is what? Below the equilibrium price, right? If it's below there, then there's no way you should what? Be looking at this place as your what? Your continuation what? Trade, right? Over here, look at what happened. We had this inefficiency over here. You can see price indeed what? Reacted to this, but not for long. Price went up, took all of them out, right? Took all of them out before what? Price started reversing. So anytime you want to swing a trade, then you should be looking at what? The H4 market structure, H4, H1 and above. From H4 daily, weekly, that's where you can what? Swing a trade. I get it. That's when you can swing a trade. But when you are doing intraday, as most of us do, then we should be looking at H4, H1, 15 minutes, 5 minutes to the 1 minute. I get it. Yes. All right. So we have like 4 minutes. When the Zoom ends, you guys can what? Click on the link again for you guys to rejoin, right? Okay. So basically, we have covered the market structure and we have covered how to identify what's point of interest also in the market, right? We have done all that right now. So when we are back, we'll dive into the advanced algo market structure. We'll dive into the algo structure, right? All right. So let's do something quickly before time runs out. So we'll talk about inducements, then liquidity also, right? I'll try to summarize everything. Then we'll also have, I'll also do how I analyze the market, right? So over.
Can I quickly ask a question on this?
Okay.
Can I?
Go ahead.
Okay. Yes, you said if we want to locate the POI, that it has to be between the 61.8 and the 78.6, right?
Yes, that's your premium price.
Okay. What if it's above it? Like if it's below the equilibrium, that means we are not going to consider it.
Yes, but if it's above it, it's also what's good. We can have price giving us our POI at extreme. So always when you are identifying your point of interest, you have what the extreme POI and what the decisional point of interest also, right? So sometimes there will be in a situation where you identify or have 2 points of interest at the same time, right? One becomes your extreme and the other one becomes your decisional. Yes.
Okay. So, sorry, lastly, that means the extreme parts, it would have, that's for the premium, it would have passed the 78.6.
Exactly.
So at that point,
you can still look for
entry. At that point, we can still look for entry.
Exactly. If there is no point of interest within the 78 and the 61, sometimes what happens is your point of interest will be above it, a little above it. Yes. Something like this.
Okay. So that means there can be another block there or in liquidity. That's if we refine it down.
Exactly. It is sometimes we have candlesticks out, we have other block within the weeks, right? So sometimes what's happened is you can see price playing the extreme of the other block, which surpasses the premium price, which surpasses the 78 and 61.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the equilibrium price is the 50%, but
exactly. So anything below the 50